evening, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, Andrea.
Okay. Yesterday we saw about single inheritance and then hierarchical inheritance. Now we are going to see the multi-level inheritance. So multi-level inheritance is nothing but here we are going to have a three class like class A, class B, and class C. And then class A is going to act as a parent class for class B. And then comparing class B and class C, class B is going to act as a parent class and class C is going to act as a child class. It's like a grandfather, father, and son. That concept is called as a multi-level inheritance. And then, okay, after completing this, let us try all the types of inheritance with different access modifier. I mean, we have tried only using the public keyword and then our default keyword, but we have not used private or protected keyword. Let's try with that example. So in a multi-level inheritance, maybe set okay, Java APM in SRC folder under inheritance concept, I'm creating a new class called multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. I need a main method to start that. Okay. So here I'm going to have a class called grandparents. So inside this, I'm going to create a variable called a string and name equal to grandparents. And then I need a method public void show. Going to be main method inside this. I'm going to write the name. I'm going to print the variable name. So this is one of the class. And then I'm creating another class called father, extending my grandparents class. So here father is going to act as a child class and grandparents is going to act as a parent class. So here also I'm going to have a variable called a father and then public void display method. You can give any method name. I'm just creating a new method called display and then you see that I'm printing this statement as name. So let's create one more variable like integer generation equal to 2. So they are going to be my second generation. So my generation is my generation variable name. Okay. So I'm creating one more class called son. So here the son is going to extend my father class. So what will happen is son can able to use the methods and variable which is present in my father and which is present in my grandparents class. So here string name equal to son and then Mm, I'm creating a variable called a work, and then inside that I'm assigning a value equal to developer. Public void show details. This is going to be my method name. Inside this, I'm first printing the print statement, name and my work. Okay. Now to access this, I need to create an object. So first we will see about grandparents class. So I'm creating an object for grandparents class. So grandparents GP equal to new grandparent. Okay. To assign the value for name, what I have to do? How I have to assign their name for this grandparents variable? I mean this name variable, which is there in grandparents. Hema, Shweta, are you there? Yes, can you please explain how can I assign a value for this variable name? Suryakala, Rahul, are you there? You guys are just marking attendance in group, but when I'm calling you are just silent. Will I take it as a present or absent? Aromal, am I right? Is this your name? Guys, are you there? Other than Sabarinathan, Shobana, Abhirami. Okay, Rahul, you can text, you can chat. What is the answer? How I have to assign a value to that variable? I need to assign a value to this variable name. I have created an object. What I have to do now? I need to assign a value after the object creation. Only Shobana, Sabarinathan, and Abhirami are responding. Okay, guys, I don't want to waste time. So, by using the reference variable, I can able to initialize an object. So by calling gp dot name equal to grandparents. So I'm assigning a value by this method, and then I need to print this value. So I'm calling this method gp dot show. When I run this, I will get an answer like grandparents. Okay. So this is normal. Now I'm creating object for my father class. So father is equal to new father and then if dot generation. Already the values are fine. So I'm just calling the display method. So what will happen? I will get a value of father class, father and 2. So father is my name and then generation is 2. Okay, now I'm going to create child class object. Son is equal to new son and then inside this I'm calling. So if I need to change the value, then I can change as a something. And then I'm just calling the show details method. Now what will happen? I'll get an answer like IT and then a son in my value. Okay. Okay. Is this possible, guys? Is dot hmm. Is this possible, guys? Is dot generation equal to 9?
Yes, Sandhya.
Yes.
Alright? Alright?
Because we are
Let us.
extending the father, no? So we can able to update the values in father properties also.
Okay. So I'm extending my father class and my father class is extending my grandparents class. I can also able to use that variable and method name in my child class.
Sorry, I
Okay.
interrupted someone. Someone is speaking. I interrupted them.
Okay. I think Sabrina then or Rahul. I don't know who spoke. Okay. So this is by using the default variable. We don't use, I mean, we didn't use any access modifier. I mean, we have not used the keyword like public or private or protected, etc. So now we are just trying to change this variable as a private. What will happen now? So when you are practicing, uh, don't practice by using only the default keyword. Try to change the access modifier like private or protected or public and then try this combination for all the classes so that you will get to know. And then here I'm just using only the void method. I mean, sorry, only the instance method. So try to use static method, okay? And then change this keyword as a static. Let's try with all the combinations now. Okay. Okay, now I have changed my keyword, variable name as a private. Will I able to access this variable in my main method?
No.
Okay, what I have to do now?
We need to make a one method. So use the particular method in the main method.
Okay. Uh, like this, or so here also I've created a method
Yes.
and then I'm using that variable name. I'm calling that method in my I'm calling that method in my main method and I'm getting an answer like null because I have not assigned any value, so I'm getting an answer null. So other than this, what is a possible way? Another possible way we can do either we can
We,
create a method. Yes, once again, Abhinami.
yeah.
So either we can create a method and then inside this method we need to pass that variable and then we can call that method in my main method. By doing that, I can able to get the value. This is one of the method. Another method, Abhinami?
Get a certain method.
Yeah, get a certain method. So what I have to do for get a certain method?
We need to create a
Uh,
constructor for that.
Okay. Okay, Abhinami, what about you? You try to say something.
yeah, by double clicking it, we can, we have one options to create on double, source, I think. Source of it's, source, generate, get a setters.
Then
Name,
get a certain for name. So this is
okay.
what you are saying.
Yes.
Okay. What about your answer, Sabrina? Then I need to create a constructor. So my constructor name is going to be my parents. I mean
Yeah.
grandparents. And then what have to do now inside this, Sabrina? Then
We need to pass the name to the sorry. We need to pass the data to the name variable name
okay. Let me write. Please check whether it's right or wrong.
equal to name.
And then here I need to assign a value.
Yeah.
Okay. So now okay. What happened? I'm getting some error in my father class, Sabrina. Then add constructor father string. Hmm. Implicit super constructor grandparents is undefined for default constructor. Must define an explicit constructor. Okay, let's try to fix this error.
I think so. Parent is not possible, right?
Hmm. So what happened means when we don't have a constructor, the Java will create a default constructor. Now when we created a constructor by S, so this is an explicit constructor. So we are creating an explicit constructor. We have taken an explicit constructor for only my parent class and not my child class. In child class, I'm just using only the default constructor. So when I call this method or when I print this, it will just show me an error. So to avoid this, I need to create an explicit constructor in my child class and I need to pass my parent class variable. See again, this son as a default constructor. Now when I click this, it's just showing me a suggestion. Like I need to add an explicit constructor called son. And then I need to pass a variable string. Okay, just search in online, guys. Why I need to create explicit constructor in my child class? What will happen if I create explicit constructor in my parent class and I am using a default constructor in child class? What will happen? Just search in online. Then Abhinami, this is the right method to create getter and setter. By using getter and setter, we can get the value and set the value. You are right, Abhinami. Okay. This is okay, super. So this is another method, Sabrinathan has told. So let us check what will happen if I don't create an explicit constructor in my child class. Okay, this is the error. Let me, okay, wait, let me copy and paste this code. Hmm. Chat. Why I'm getting an error and what I have to do to solve the error. To solve the error, I need to create a constructor in my child class. What is the need for creating the constructor in my child class? So this is my question. Guys, what happened? Have you found the answer?
In our parent class, we have a parameterized constructor means we need to create a explicit constructor in the child class actually.
Why do we need to create? What is the reason?
Mm.
So you told an answer. Your answer is right, but we have to know the reason why. By knowing the answer, we won't make a mistake in future. So that whenever you are searching an answer, just try to get an answer like why we have to use. What will happen if I don't use? If there is any method to solve this issue. So these are the questions you have to ask to yourself and you have to find an answer. Search until you get an answer for all these questions. Okay, come, let us use ChatGPT. I don't know how many of you are searching.
I think so it will make a default call actually. Every time it will call the default constructor. Java will always focus on default constructor in the parent class. So it will give the error while we passing the parameterized constructor means it will give the error.
Okay. So whenever it come to child class, Java will always use the superclass constructor in my child class implicitly. So whenever it search for a superclass constructor, I don't have any parameterized constructor in my child class. I have a default constructor in my child class. I don't have a parameterized constructor. So Java will try to use a superclass constructor here by super keyword. So whenever it use only the super keyword, it means the superclass default constructor. So it will search for the superclass, I mean parent class default constructor. But here we don't have any default constructor. We have only parameterized constructor. So what will happen? The Java will think, okay, there is no superclass default constructor. So only it shows an error. So Java itself automatically insert super constructor in, I mean, our super keyword in child constructor by default. So whenever we insert the super keyword by default, it means the super represents the parent class. It is representing the parent class constructor. As there is no default constructor in parent class, it is just showing me an error. So to solve this issue, only we have two options. Either we need to create or we need to make this as a default constructor, or we need to create an explicit constructor in my child class. So I'm creating an explicit constructor in my child class. Okay, guys, did you understand?
But we are using that explicit constructor and in every class means it will be repetition of code, no? Is that like that? Yeah.
Like a repetition of code means what you are meaning? Like you are saying, you are talking about this variable.
No, no. We are creating the explicit class in every child classes means. So the repetition of code will be more, no? So for that we can able to create that same thing using the get reset, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So let's try that also. We will try this constructor later. Now we will see about this getter and setter method. So by using this getter and setter, we can able to set the value and we can able to get the value by gp dot set name equal to grandparents something. Okay, what's happening now? I'm just getting an error. What is the error? In line number 65.
In line number 65, codes have not closed.
Okay. So to call this value, I need to create a print statement and inside it gp dot get name. I can able to get that value. Okay. Now, what will happen if I give this as a static? If I change my variable name as a static, will will it cause any change? Will it cause any error? Okay, just remove this private. Okay, just remove the private, and then I don't want a getter and setter method now. Because default and then static string name. Okay. Okay. Now I need to remove this. Now to assign the value for this variable, what I have to do? This is my static variable. To assign the value for this static variable, what I have to do?
We can directly call the name. We can directly set the name gp.name equal to grandparents. Or grandparents.
So gp dot name equal to grandparents. So this is right, but there's a warning symbol.
So we need to change that method itself static.
This method. It won't create a problem. See, it will run the output. Okay, I will get an output as is that. I'm just removing static and then I will get an output as where is my output? Grandparents. Where is my terminal? Where is that option here? Okay, here it is. Only console is opening. What about my terminal? Okay. Even though if we run this, we won't get an error. I can able to get the value like grandparents. But what is the exact way for a static variable? What it is showing here?
Directly access the class name with the variable.
Yes, for static variable, we no need to create an object. We can call by class name. the one event. Now we can able to print this value. But I don't know where is my terminal. Once again, guys. Okay. So this is by using the static keyword in my variable. Now your task is, can I able to use super keyword in a static method? Can I able to use static, sorry, can I able to use a super keyword in static method? This is my question. Just work out. It will take some time for me to open Eclipse. So instead of waiting, I want you guys to try that task. So create a parent class and then create a child class. Inside my child class, using the super keyword, call my parent class. Inside my super keyword or inside my child class, using a super keyword, call my parent class method and then make my child class as a static. Will it work? This is my question, guys. Did you understand the question?
No, Sambrata, again, please.
Okay. Just create two class, Abhirami, parent class and child class. Okay. You guys are going to work. Just create two class, parent class and child class. And then make my child class as a static. Make my child class as a static. And then inside my child class, try to call the parent class method using the super keyword. Create two class and make child as a static and call the parent class method in my child class using the super keyword. Okay, did you understand the question now, Abhirami?
Yes, Sambrata.
Okay, so try this now.
It's throwing error, Sandhya.
Okay, what is the error?
Cannot use super in a static content.
Okay, so what is the meaning? We cannot able to use the super keyword in static method. Then we can able to use only in instance method. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now find out the reasons why. Why I can't able to use a super keyword in my static method. What happened? Did you got an output? I mean, the reason? It's very easy to find the answer, right? It's taking much time.
It is only working under instance methods only.
Okay, so what is the reason?
So we can able to use that thing for only for instant methods. If you are calling the instance method, so we can able to achieve that output.
Okay,
But
so
static is not a
yeah,
instance, so we can't able
exactly.
to support this under super keyword.
Yes, exactly. So super is a keyword which used to refer the super class instance. So instance means it represents the instance variable or instance method. So super represents the parent class instance method, not a static method. So as I am creating my child class as a static and inside that I'm calling the super keyword, I cannot able to use that. So this is the reason. So this is a normal multi-level. Now we try to create a multiple. This is also one type of inheritance called a multiple inheritance, but it is strictly not possible in Java. So let us check. It's strictly not possible. So what happened? Mm, I'm creating a class called animal, and then inside this, I have a method called public void display method. Before that, I'm creating a variable string. Okay, this is my normal class. I'm printing that legs. Okay, now I'm creating one more class called class A. Mm, okay, let's take this car and then this as a tire. Hmm. Now, class auto is going to be my one more class, and then inside this I have tire equal to 3. So I cannot extend two class, car and auto class in my single child class. It will show me an error. I can able to extend only one class using an extends keyword. If I want to extend two classes, then I need to use a concept called interface. We will discuss about in upcoming session. Okay. So I cannot able to extend two parent class in my child class. This is strictly prohibited in Java in inheritance concept. Okay, guys, did you understand? Okay. Now your task is take this example as a grandparents, father, and son. Take this example and then create a variable using protected access modifier. So we have tried a private, we have tried a default. Public means we can able to use it from any class and any method. That's not a problem. So what will happen if I create my variable name as a protected? And then what is the definition for protected access modifiers? Let us see. Okay, let me give you a short introduction about this so that you can able to work that concept. So if I use a protected keyword, what will happen? The method is accessible within the same package or subclass in a different package. So now you guys will have an idea what is a subclass. So what is the meaning? If I create a method or if I create my variable as a protected, then what will happen? I can able to use that method within the same package or the subclass which is present in a different package. So I am just making this method as a protected. Okay. And then this is my parent class. Grandparents is my parent class. I am creating this method as a protected. And then, so this is present in a package called inheritance. Okay, this is present in a package called inheritance. Now, I am creating one more package, not a class package. I am creating one more package called inheritance example. That is going to be my second package. And then in second package, I am going to create this father class there. In my second package, I am going to create a father class and I am going to extend my grandparents class in my father class. Here both parent and both his father are present in the same class, same package. But now we are going to create this father class in different package. And we are going to extend this grandparent class. And using the main class, we are going to create an object. Guys, did you understand this? I mean the concept.
That means the grandparent package will be in one package and the extended father class will be in another package. But we should extend the grandfather package as class inside the another package for father class, right? That is what you're saying.
If so, if we use the protected keyword for my method as a modifier, then I can able to do this. This is possible. My grandparent class, sorry, my grandparent class in my one package and my father class in a different package, and I'm extending my grandparent class in my father class. So to use this, I need a access modifier called protected. So if my access modifier is protected, then only I can able to do this process. If not, I cannot able to do this. Because
Soutria,
you
you're
understand.
saying without the protected keyword, we should not able to use the grandfather class in the other package for father class. You're saying, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But instead, can we import the current package in the into the another package? Like
We can,
I'm using. Yeah,
yes,
tell
we
me.
can, yes, we can import. We can import. By importing only, we can able to extend.
Even we are not using protected, just by importing, we can do it, right?
Let us check. Okay. I
Yeah,
won't
okay.
tell anything directly because we want a proof to check whether it's right or wrong. So we need proof, right? So we are going to create. Okay, now we are go. You guys are going to tell me. I will show a sample example. Okay. So this is my sample example in my inheritance package. So this is present in the same package. So what is the definition? I can able to access within the same package or within the different package. Both the cases are possible. So in this sample example, I have created everything in my same package but different classes. So we are also going to try this method and we are also going to try one class in different package. So in the same package, I have a class called animal and then a protected variable with a protected method. This is one of my parent class. And then mammal. So mammal is going to be my child class, which is extending my animal class. And then here also the method is a protected and method is a variable is a protected. And then this dog is going to be my another class, which is extending this mammal class. I mean multi-level inheritance. And then I'm using the protected keyword or protected access modifier. And then I'm printing this print statement. So later I'm creating one more main class, inheritance multi-level. So this is going to be my main class. Inside this main class,
Yeah.